Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Mili reaction. Today we have Fossil as requested by Isaac and my executive producers. So this one is apparently just kind of underrated. That's all I know, is that there's not that many views on this one compared to most other Mili songs, and it's just not one that gets that much attention. So I'm going to listen to this and see how true that is, and I suppose without further ado, let's go! Ooh, that was a really weird start. A very interesting way to start. Interesting rhythm, interesting sound font, really. Woo! Really interesting drum part, too. That is unconventional. That little, like, bounce roll on the ride cymbal. Okay. This is very different. I'm loving it though. I love it when they get weird, which is most of the time, but little alien, otherworldly sort of thing going on here. That was cool timing for that. What? You're telling me people don't listen to this one? This is one of their more, like, unique instrumentals for sure. If you were to remove Cassie's voice, I don't even know if I could tell you this was a Mili song. This one doesn't have their usual identity in it, really. Very weird. I love that though. That's so cool. Again, I say this basically every other song, but I still feel like I'm getting to discover something new that they can do. This one really didn't feel like their usual stuff, and I don't know how else to explain that. Ooh, also the Lumbus Company one's finally out. I should probably record that next week. All right, so this one kind of got me to think a little bit. I was definitely listening to the lyrics, but because it is Cassie and her accent does happen to be thick alongside some mixing problems at times, I couldn't quite hear every single thing that she said. It was blending into the song a lot this time around, so I had to go read them. I usually do that anyway, but the point is here that I read through the lyrics, and at first I was kind of confused. I'm like, okay, what? Like, I always start at surface level. Then I start to dig deeper, and I think that for this song, I wasn't really sure what to think of the lyrics at first. They sound sounded very ambiguous. There was just no real answer to it. And then I read them a few more times, and now I'm starting to wonder if the song isn't an allegory for Earth. And I don't just mean like the Earth, because it does say in the lyrics, the Earth, like suck on the Earth. I think that this is more or less like a world allegory. Like, I don't know if I would say maybe specifically Earth, maybe humanity as a whole, and like their complex history and like what they've done to themselves as a concept. But what are we but the Earth, you know? So I think that it's trying to carry some sort of meaning through that lyrically, because a lot of the stuff in here would drive parallels to that, like going to the moon, for example. Like there's so many possibilities here as far as what this could mean. It could just be like a general allegory for evolution as well, but I also feel like it's a little bit more personal than that. I think that this might be a more humanitarian sort of message, and humanity's impact on themselves and the Earth that we're on, because like, again, what are we but the Earth? We are of the Earth. We are, as a collective and as a people, as a race of beings, we are the consciousness of Earth that we are able to perceive it as. So it gets very philosophical in that spot, where I feel like the song is just talking about the history of like what we've done to ourselves and trying to place this in the context of a third party, basically watching it happen, almost like a rock basically seeing an entire like civilization build and fall apart, and it being a part of that, but also not, because it constantly gets recycled in different forms until it maybe one day becomes a fossil. So there's a lot of potential to this and what the song is trying to tell me, but it is Mili. It very well could be about something or nothing. It's so hard to tell with them, but it sounded great. I love the heavy emphasis on the rhythm for this. It sounds very much like the world is turning no matter what's happening. That rhythm continues to go. Earth has a rhythm. Life has a rhythm. We all function based on kind of a core idea of this rhythmic system. And even if you haven't noticed it, that's kind of a thing. Next time you're out doing anything, start watching people, watching animals, start counting their rhythms that they exist on. Every single thing has a slight different rhythm, but everything has a rhythm. So I think that that was supposed to be the parallel here, that this song was so heavily influenced on its rhythm. And there were like otherworldly sound effects and synthesizers going on too. So I'm wondering if that's kind of part of the whole sci-fi aspect of the sound design here. It was just a very interesting track. Again, something new from Mili that I'm not used to hearing, because I've heard other things they've done, but this one stood out to me in a few ways as far as that sound design side goes. They've done rhythmically heavy stuff, but it's usually not this driving. It's not this Metropolis sort of sound, and not Sleep Talk Metropolis, not their song. I mean like the movie Metropolis. It sounds very much rooted in exclusively this sort of almost industrial sci-fi sort of vibe, and I really like that tone. So they did a great job yet again with another banger song, but also, what the hell? My best guess for the story is what I said earlier, that it's supposed to be an allegory for us as a race of people, or maybe Earth in general, and our use of it, our abuse of it, the fact that we constantly beat this thing up and it just has to deal with it, and it's basically watching us do this constantly, and it had to stop being mad and is eventually now just kind of pitying us as a race, the fact that we don't know how to stop damaging it. And it very well could be something like that. But no matter what the message is, yet another banger from Mili. So fantastic work yet again. They have yet to fail me, and I don't think they ever will. So if you have another song from Mili you want me to get to, by all means, drop in the comments below, and I will do my best as always to get to those. I know I mentioned the Limbus Company one here, so if you're watching this but also watching the Limbus ones, that probably came out a month ago if you're watching this publicly. So go find that if you want to watch it. But if you have another one you want me to get to, drop in the comments below and I will do my best as always to get to those. And thank you very much, Isaac, for putting this into the queue. If any of you want to do that and guarantee a request out of me, you can always go to my Patreon or my YouTube memberships, where you can force me to listen to whatever you want. Doesn't matter who it's by, what it's from, if it's good or bad, none of that matters. That's why it's a guarantee. But if you don't want to do any of that and maybe just want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that. And I will see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!